Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Current River Broadcasting. We're here at Brummett Stadium at Griffin Field for the Doniphan Dons home opener of the 2023 football season, as they're going to be taking on the Kennett Indians tonight. And we're about 4.5 minutes away from our kickoff. And this is Keith Bowman back for another year of football. And a little later on, we'll be back for basketball. And I got a new partner I'm breaking in tonight as Dalton Pennington has moved on, and most of you folks out there probably know him, and it's Bo Blackwell. And Bo, it's good to have you alongside.
It's good to be, like I said, it's good to be back home. I'm just glad to be back and back in black and gold.
Well, you've been away for a while, so
yeah, boy, it's been a while. You know, all of my Doniphan gear is the mustard yellow, so I had to get some new gear, but it was I was gone for so long. I was just hoping, you know, being the villain for so long away coaching, and I just hoping I'd get welcomed well, and I did, and everybody's been awesome. It's like I never left, and that's why I love Doniphan so much.
And your dad's back here too as well, right?
Yep, Dad's back, so got the Blackwell clan back.
Yeah, well, that's a good deal. It's good to have you. Of course, we've been talking here that Doniphan, this is their 6th season of back at football again. And by the way, they started last week with a 35-6 loss over at Kelly. Kennett, I did not get the score, but they lost to Hayti last week.
I think the score was 49-20.
49-20. Well, they put a few points on the board.
Yeah.
And but we are getting ready for the captains to go out for the coin flip here in just a minute or so. We're about 3 minutes away. And it looks like tonight, last week, Cliff Hodo played quarterback for the Dons last week, and as I understood it, I watched the first half of the game, but he got hurt in the second half, and they even had to be transported out in an ambulance. And but he's here tonight. He's out there. As a matter of fact, I think he's one of the captains coming to the center of the field here for the flip. But it looks like Brody Wellington, a new kid that has moved in, is going to start out at quarterback here, at least according to our PA announcer. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, the Dons are going to be wearing their black uniforms with gold numbers, black helmets. Kennett also black and gold is their school colors. They've got black helmets and white uniforms with black numbers. And it looks like that Brody Wellington and Cliff Hodo are out there as captains, and I believe the other one is Trenton Anders, I believe, for the Dons. And for Spencer Potts is number 12 for Kennett. Number 3 is Carter Shoemaker. Yeah, that's right. And number 53 is over on my second page here, Chris Jefferson. And number 18 is Jack Morrison. It is a beautiful evening here. The sun is going down over the hill over here on the right side, so that will make it a little easier on the team that is going to the, I guess that'd be the west. And just a little bit ago, the sun would have been right in their eyes receiving the kickoffs here. Kennett is right here in front of us, as you can see, and they have a boatload of players. And over on the Doniphan side, I believe we said we had 23 dressed out tonight. That's down from a few last week. Of course, the Doniphan is going to be missing Luke Emmons tonight. He got hurt last week, and he carries the ball probably most of all for the Dons. He's best running back, so they're going to miss him immensely here in this game tonight. And it looks like Kennett's going to get the opening kickoff. So that means the Dons will get it to start the second half. And Kennett will be going from right to left, and the Dons from left to right here in the first quarter. That clock winds down. We're getting close to 0 on the clock. Players shake hands. And hopefully, Dons will get off to a better start. They actually, for a little while last week, they didn't play that bad. It just kind of snowballed on them there towards the middle of the second quarter. It was 14-0 for the longest time, and they just couldn't get anything going. And one thing we will say, too, the last 5 years of Doniphan football has mainly been running the football. Last week, I don't know how many pass attempts they have, but the new coach, by the way, his name is Jamison Allen for the Dons. And he has brought a little more of a passing game for the Dons. And Dalton and I have talked for years that everybody knew they was going to run. Even on 3rd down and 10, they'd run the ball. And they'd stack the line of scrimmage and they couldn't get anything done.
Yeah.
So you got to throw the ball some if you're going to be halfway successful. You've got to throw the ball. So Kennett will get it first. Their quarterback is number 15, Ty Jones. Running backs, Jamiko Tolliver, number 6, and Kylan Henson, number 10, and Marquise Pittman, number 24. I got these from their radio announcer, and I don't know if they'll have 3 men in the backfield or not, but he gave me 3 running backs. Wide receivers are number 12, Spencer Potts, number 18, Jack Morrison, and they also play with 2 tight ends, Caleb Duncan and Caden Taylor. Now, that's 8 players, so I know they're not all going to be out there to start with because you got to have 4 or 5 offensive linemen. So I did not get those from him, so we'll get those, try to get those as we go along here. And back deep is going to be number 24, Marquise Pittman, and number 35, Ashton Dismukes. That kid's a good basketball player. He was a freshman this last year. And the kick is deep, and it's going to bounce. Dismukes is going to pick it up about the 10. Going to run it back, finds a hole up the middle, and he's breaking tackles, gets out to the 35, and that's where he's going to be brought down. And he'll be brought down by Brody Wellington, along with a couple other guys. So Kennett will start out at the 35-yard line on their own end.
Dismukes gets the ball placed at the 35-yard line to start 1st and 10.
On the defensive line, it'll be Caden Buffington, number 50. Trenton Anders, number 68. And we'll try to get the rest of the defensive players as we go along here. Looks like Zach Cook, number 88, on the line. Wellington also comes up on the line out wide right there. 3 receivers, running back in motion. He takes a pitch. He gets to the outside on the right side, gets to the 40, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to get up and gain about 10, 11 yards. They're going to mark him just outside the 45, so that'll give him a first down on the first play of the game.
First down for Kennett.
And that was number 24, Marquise Pittman, who carried the ball on the first play. They send 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and nobody in the backfield. They started that way the last time but put somebody in motion, but it looks like they're going to pass here. Drop back to pass, hits number 18 at midfield, and he is knocked forward to the Dons' 48. And number 18, Jack Morrison, caught the pass. And that's a pickup of about 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Number 50, Caden
For Kennett. Well, those white uniforms will be dirty before long, won't they?
Yeah.
Of course, it's pretty dry, so the field looks great, though.
Field's in good condition. It looks good.
And then the shotgun again is Ty Jones. Now number 23, Caleb Duncan, comes in motion. He drops back to pass. Now he's getting a little pressure, got an opening. He's going to run to the 45, inside the 45, and knocked down
Jones keeps the ball
by Caden Buffington about the 41, and that's going to give Kennett another first down. That's a lot of times when you get pressure on the quarterback, if the linebackers drop back deep, that leaves a big hole there for the quarterback to run through, and that's what happened that time. Nice job by Buffington to get down there and make the tackle, but not before Kennett got another first down. We're coming up on a minute and a half played here in the first quarter. Now, going to be Jones under center. Hands it off. Pittman cuts it out to the outside. And a good play there by Buffington.
Good play.
And he's going to hold him to about a 1-yard game, and that's I think that's the 3rd tackle already for Caden Buffington.
24, Marquise Pittman.
Number 1 is Brody Wellington out there for the Dons. Number 51, Joel Rhines. And number 15, Madden Woolridge. Number 4, Devin Alfonso. We'll try to get the other 2 or 3 here in just a second. Under center, Jones takes a snap, hands it to Pittman again. He gets a hole, and he bulls his way down to about the 34-yard line. And that's going to put him about 3 yards short of the first down. So we got 3rd down and 3. Well, they spot him at the 35, so it'll be about 3rd and 4 for Kennett.
Stopped by number 51, Joel
Number 10, Kylan Henson, checks into the game. And Pittman checks out. A couple guys flanking the quarterback on the right and left side. 2 wide receivers to the right. Jones in the shotgun, stands on the 40-yard line. Takes a snap. He's going to hand it off. And running across the 30-yard line is going to be Kylan Henson, and he's going to pick up another first down.
Kylan Henson running the ball 4.
Gets it down to the 29, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Kennett. And that's 3 consecutive first downs on this first trip for the Indians.
That's going to bring up 1st and 10.
Also, number 2, Cliff Hodo out there for the Dons. Number 7 is Jake Wellington. And we got somebody, looks like I think that's number 21 down there, safety. It's Jaden Billings, if that's him. Fake handoff, pass out to the side. That's a lateral. It's going to go backwards. And number 23 picks it up, and he's going to be tackled for a huge loss. That's a backward pass, and that was a live ball if the Dons could have got to it. He's going to be tackled all the way back at about the 43-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 23 now. They're going to have to get all the way down to the 20-yard line. Well, did we have a penalty?
That's what it looks like.
Oh, they're checking to see if they want to take the penalty. Holding on Kennett. They're going to refuse it, so that'll put them back at the 43. And right now is when the defense got to step up here and get a stop, because they were driving, and that was a huge play. And I think he would have lost yardage if the Dons would have made the tackle, even if he caught that, because there was somebody right there alongside of him. And that's probably the reason he didn't catch it. He was probably looking at the defender and knew he was going to get whacked pretty good. So they got to get down to the 20-yard line for a first down. 8:25 to go in the first quarter. First possession of the game for the Kennett Indians. Well, Jones will definitely be in the shotgun here with 2 wide receivers right, 2 wide receivers left. No running backs back there. He's standing on the 48. Now man in motion. He rolls out to the left, and he hits number 44. He's got some room there. Don's going to have to make a tackle, and they do tackle him at about the 32-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of 11. So the big play here in the first quarter for the Dons. It is 3rd down and 12 for Kennett. And unless they have an excellent field goal kicker, most of the time in high school, if they don't get this, they'll probably go for it on 4th down. So it'd be nice if they could stop them here without getting any yards and make it.
Need a good stop here.
Well, I ain't never seen this before. All 11 players are lined up in a line. Now they break and go to their position. That didn't really confuse the Dons, it didn't look like. And he rolls out, passes, almost intercepted.
Almost.
Joel Rhines had it in his hands and he couldn't come away with it. He had some room to run if he'd have caught that too. Good job there by Brody Wellington to get in there and force the quarterback out of the pocket, and he almost made a huge mistake. So that will bring up 4th and 12, and like I said, they'll probably go for it here, I would think, because that would be like they had another penalty and they declined it, so it will be 4th down. That was an illegal motion penalty.
Well, another big play here for the Dons. Need to get this one down.
Well, Kennett walks over, all of them walk over towards the coach. Is the play clock running? Yeah, it's running, down to 20 seconds. Now they come back to the field. Dons get a big stop here and turn the ball over on downs and head the other way on offense here if they can get a stop. They got to keep them from getting to the 20-yard line. Fade back to pass. Jones looking down the middle. He's got a lot of time. Now he's got to scramble. He gets hit. He throws it up, man. It is intercepted, I believe. And it's going to be number 15, Madden Woolridge. And I don't know, I think that was Zach Cook that hit the quarterback there just as he threw the ball.
Yep.
And it fluttered on him. And Woolridge was able to come up. Good job by the Dons there.
Dons put a little pressure here early.
Yeah, they've got to him 2 or 3 times. That was after 3 first downs. Kennett kind of went backwards there. That one play really hurt them where they threw that pass behind the line of scrimmage. They're backwards. So the Dons will head to the field. As I said earlier, they announced Brody Wellington as a quarterback today for the Dons. And Cliff Hodo also comes out. Wellington's number 1, Hodo's number 2. Number 12 is Logan Price. Number 4, Devin Alfonso. And is that number 15 or 16 over there? 15?
15.
Madden Woolridge, wide receiver. The line is Joel Rhines, 51. I think Caden Buffington, I believe, is out there. He's going to be the center, it looks like. Number 69 is Cooper Robinson. Now, will we have a penalty here before we even get started? They moved the ball back 5 yards to the 18-yard line. Number 74 is Hunter Jones.
Play clock had run out.
Play clock run out? How can you let that happen when you come off the sideline? And a bad snap, and going to be tackled back at the 5-yard line. That is, oh my goodness, that has happened so many times. And after you get a really big stop, I think they're going to mark him at about the 7, but a huge loss after they already had a 1st and 15. They've got to get all the way out to the 34-yard line for first down. I don't know if he wasn't ready for that snap or not, but so he sets up in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers each side. And they're going to throw the ball way up the field, and it's underthrown, and it's going to be intercepted right back. And that's going to be number 18. Jack Morrison gets it right back. And that one just had too much air under it.
Yeah.
It was underthrown. If he'd have thrown it a little farther out and a little less height on it, maybe you have a chance. But
ball is turned over, and Kennett now has possession.
So both teams turn it over on their first possession, but the Dons had negative yardage on their, well, you can't even call it a drive because it went backwards. But well, Kennett will try it again. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. 6:28 to go first quarter, no score. Kennett will have the ball at the Don's 34-yard line. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with more Doniphan High School football.
Through the years, it's taken all of us to make our community great. We're proud that Chevrolet has been an important part of America's history for many generations. And Ripley County, Missouri, you are as American as it gets. And that's why your friends at Countryside Chevrolet of Doniphan want to say thank you. Thank you for making our country and our community great.
Welcome back, everybody. After the timeout, it'll be Kennett's ball on the Don's 34-yard line after both teams got an interception. Kennett ended up getting several yards on their first drive, and the Dons had negative yardage on theirs. A bad snap on the first play put them in a hole. They tried to throw a long ball, and it was intercepted by Jack Morrison for Kennett, and they'll have it back with 6:28 to go in the first quarter, no score. Ty Jones, a quarterback, number 15. He is only a sophomore. They have a really young team. They don't have a whole lot of seniors on their squad. Hands the ball off. Up the middle is going to be Pittman again, and he's still churning those legs. And he's finally going to be brought down. And that's going to be Buffington and Anders, or excuse me, Rhines with the tackle. But he picks up about 5 yards on the play. 2nd down and 5 coming. It'll be Pittman lining up in the backfield. Jones under center this time. And he bobbles the ball. Now he's got to run out to the right side, and he's got a little bit of room. And he cuts back inside of Cliff Hodo, and he's going to get it down close to the 20-yard line for a first down. That was a nice move there. He put a little juke on Hodo. Of course, Hodo was running full speed out there to get him, and he kind of cut back and ended up getting the first down. So Kennett will have it at the, looks like the 21-yard line. First down 10.
1st and 10 for Kennett.
Look across the way over in the stands. A nice crowd here for the first home game for the Dons for 2023. Hand off again to Pittman. And this time he's hit pretty quickly there. And it's going to be Madden Wooldridge along with a couple other Dons in on the tackle. That time they held Pittman to about 3 yards. Looks like down to the 18. That will bring up a 2nd down and 7. Clock running, 4:50 to go first quarter. We still have no score. Kennett getting closer in the red zone now.
Number 51, Joe Rhines.
Jones takes a snap, hands it to Pittman. He's hitting the backfield, but he breaks a tackle, and he's going to, he bobbled the ball. He lost it. And the Dons are going to come up with it, I believe. Oh, no. Kennett get on that before it went out of bounds? Or out of the end zone? The official acts like he don't know what to call there. Well, the Dons had a chance to get that. It's going to be a touchback. It must have went out of the end zone before anybody got it, so it'll be Don's ball. Somebody hit him, and the ball just popped up straight up in the air right about the goal line. Now, Don's got another player down. They don't need any more players hurt.
I can't see.
Is that Buffington?
Coach is going to check on him.
Yeah, he rolls over and sets up. That's good to see. He may have been the one who dove for the ball and tried to get it, and they may have jumped on top of him. But it's going to be Don's ball at the 20-yard line. Another turnover on Kennett. And Pittman had a touchdown there if he would have just held on to the football. I can't tell. I think that is Caden Buffington, but I'm not sure. Yeah, number 50. And he comes off the field under his own power, and he's played really good so far here on the defensive side of the ball. But he's also the center for the Dons a while ago on offense, so he's going to have to set out at least one play. So 2 turnovers for Kennett, 1 for the Dons. Kennett does have some positive yardage because they started out on their own 35 on that first drive before they threw the interception down about the 20-yard line. We'll see the Dons if they can get some positive yardage this time. And we'll see who checks in to play center. Looks like number 69, Cooper Robinson, will come in. Brody Wellington in the shotgun. And they hike it straight to Hodo instead of Wellington. I don't know if that was a bad snap or if they were actually trying to snap it to Hodo, but he's going to lose yardage. And the Dons haven't had a positive play yet. They're going to put the ball back at the 17-yard line. And that'll make it 2nd down and 13. Going to have to handle the ball there a little bit better. Hodo and Wellington talking to each other here before the snap of the ball. And Wellington breaks a tackle, and he's going to be tackled for another loss about the 15-yard line. It was number 23, Caleb Duncan, come in on a blitz there for Kennett, and he got through the line without anybody touching him. Well, both the Dons got to figure out a way to move the ball that way.
Yeah, get it going that direction.
It is 3rd down and 15 now. You don't get some yardage here, they're going to be punting from about their own end zone. Wellington takes the snap. He's going to run it himself, and actually he's going to lose another couple of yards. Well, they throw a flag down in the backfield, or out in the in Kennett's defensive backfield. There's going to be a personal foul on Kennett, so that's going to take the Dons out of a hole. I seen Cliff Hodo jumping up and down there, so I don't know if one of them shoved him after the play or what, but he got caught. And that'll move the ball, should move the ball out close to the 30-yard line.
Penalty's going to be against Kennett.
Holy smokes.
Doniphan a first down.
Wow, that's like
Wow.
20 yards.
Yeah.
I've never seen a 20-yard penalty. Because they tackled him on about the 12 or 13-yard line. Well, the Dons will take it. They got the ball all the way out at the 38-yard. No, that's more than that. That's 38-yard line. That's like 26 yards.
Yeah.
2:49 to go, first quarter. Dons with a penalty now. They hike it to, oh my goodness, the Hodo, and he hands it off to Wellington, and he slips and falls. Somebody's going to get a credit for an easy tackle there, and all they had to do was touch him. Well, actually, in high school, you don't even have to touch them. I think when their knees down, they're down. Another negative play. He may need a different kind of shoe on out there, cleats. So Hodo, they're standing so close together, him and Wellington. I don't know which one of them playing quarterback, but it looks like Hodo's playing quarterback. Now he is. Wellington on his right shoulder. Two wide receivers and another bad snap. Got a fall on it. And I don't know.
Puts us deeper in the hole. Number 44.
Well, it looks like Buffington's back in the game, and he was playing center, I believe. Wow. That's back to the 18-yard line.
Bring up third down and 34.
They have not had one positive play yet, one positive yardage play. Got to get to the 48-yard line. That's a long way to go. 34 yards. Actually, I don't think it's that far. 30 yards. Hodo takes a snap, and he tries to hit Wellington out in the flat and overshoots him. And the Dons will have to punt. He had a defender run in between him, and he had to lob that ball up over the top. But he wasn't no way he was going to get 30 yards even if he caught it, but they might have been able to give the punter a little bit more room. And it looks like
Doniphan's going to be number 50, Caden Buffington. Back to receive.
Buffington does a little bit of everything. He's punting too. He kicked off when the start of the game. 4th and 34 with 1:11 to go. You got Pittman standing back about midfield to receive the kick. And the punt is going to come over into the Kennett bench. You got a good bounce there, really good bounce. Look at that, it's still inbound.
Wow, look at that.
And it's going to roll dead at the 35-yard line. That thing was like 2 foot off the sideline all the way down. It hit about the 50, before the 50-yard line. And he got probably close to 20-yard roll without it going out of bounds. You never know which way that football, the way it's shaped, it's going to bounce. But that one just kept, that was I bet it wasn't 2 feet inside the line all the way down through there. So that was, that really took the Dons out of a hole. Now Kennett will start back at their 35-yard line.
No, call that again. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Well, they're deciding I am too.
I took a little pressure off for them, get it back up the field a little bit.
Placed on the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that ended up being, 32, 15, 47-yard punt. I bet Buffington like to kick one that far every time. Jones is back in the shotgun. He's flanked by Duncan on his right side. Fakes a handoff, going to take off up the middle, got a big hole, cuts it to the outside, gets a good block, and a good tackle there, and we're going to have probably another holding call on Kennett. They usually, when they throw that
on the play, number 16,
on a running play back there, that's usually a holding call.
The Indians.
Well, I think it was on that block. He probably pushed him in the back. So that's going to back him up almost as 1st and 20. Because it was just about the line of scrimmage. They're going to put him back at the 27-yard line. Almost 10 yards back. It'll be 1st and 19, excuse me. Well, Kennett is kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They're letting the Dons hang around here, but the Dons hadn't been able to get anything going on offense.
First and 20.
Pittman in motion, takes the pitch, goes outside to the right, gets around the right side, and he is going to be hammered over there at just outside the 30-yard line. And looks like they're going to spot it at the.
Number 24.
Oh, they say he's inside the 30, isn't he?
The Kennett Indians.
Yep.
At the 28. Well, he didn't hardly get anything at all.
Brought down by number 7, Wellington.
See what it means? Kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's
hard to tell
from here. It looked like he was a little further up.
Yeah. But they spotted at the, looks like the 28. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Dons got through the first quarter without giving up any points, but they have not done anything on offense yet, but they are still scoreless at the end of one quarter with the Kennett Indians. We will take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with more Dons football on Kurt River Broadcasting.
Hometown Pharmacy is your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists provide shots for flu, pneumonia, and shingles all in this pharmacy with no appointment necessary. Refills can be requested online or through our app, and delivery is available if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy, so come by or give us a call, and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy can make on LaRue Street in Doniphan.
At Mathis Timber, our goal is to provide our landowners with the greatest possible financial return on their timber lands, while not damaging young timber or leaving your property in a mess. We have served Ripley County and the surrounding areas since 1939. We will buy your timber on lump sum total or percentage. We have several references upon request. Contact Craig Mathis at 573-429-0996 and see how Mathis Timber can assist you with all your timber harvesting needs.
Welcome back, everybody. Keith Bowman and Bo Blackwell back at Brummett Stadium here at Griffin Field in Doniphan. The first home game of the season for the Dons. Come in 0-1. Kennett also 0-1. And we will switch ends. It's going to be Kennett's ball. And they are going to have it on the 28-yard line. They have to get all the way out to the 44 for a first down. It's going to be second down and 16 yards. Don's defense played pretty good. They bent, but they didn't break there in the first half. Forced a couple of turnovers, or first quarter, excuse me. They just got to keep playing defense and hope that they can get a little something going on offense because they really struggled there. Well, now Kennett going left to right. And Ty Jones stands back at about his 22-yard line to get the snap and the shotgun. Drop back a couple of steps. Now he's got a hole again. They run past him out to the 40-yard line and pass the 40 up to about the 43. And that's the second time that they have lost containment. There's no linebackers. They're all dropping deep because they've got 4 wide receivers. Somebody is going to have to spy on the quarterback. They're going to have to leave somebody up there. That got him up within a couple of yards of first down. And the defensive backs were doing a good job because there wasn't anybody open, but
Ty Jones
parted the Red Sea there for him to run through.
Yeah.
Well, he ran out of bounds, so that stops the clock. It'll be third down and 2 at their own 42-yard line. Jones under center. Now they line up an I behind him. Dons come up to the line of scrimmage. They hand it off, and Pittman gets a hole, and he's going to have the first down. And he'll be just across the 50-yard line to the 49. Pittman loses his helmet, so I think you have to come out for one play if your helmet comes off. Yeah. Marquise Pittman, he is a senior. So Kennett back in Don's territory at the 49. First and 10. They're about 50-50 on running out of the shotgun and under center. Handoff. And cutting it to the outside is number 10. He's going to get to the edge, and he'll be pulled down at about the 44.
Ball was handed off to number
And I think that was Hodo that made the tackle. Number 10, that was Kylan Henson. And he's also a senior. So most of their playmakers are seniors. They just don't have a whole lot of seniors.
2nd and 5.
10:40 left first half, no score. 2nd and 5 for Kennett. And they're just inside the Dons 44. Jones hands it off again, bobbling the ball there. That number 5? Number 6. That is Jamiko Tolliver. He almost lost that ball when he got it there. He bobbled it. He didn't get the first down, but he's within a couple of yards at the 41.
Number 69, Cooper Robinson.
Got to get to the 39. They got 3rd and 2 again. Be nice if the Dons could make them have a little longer yardage on 3rd down. Kennett's starting to run the ball pretty good. Man in motion. They flip it to him. Cuts back into the middle. He's got a hole. And he's going to get knocked down at about the 30-yard line. And Hodo again in on the tackle. Hodo and Buffington both making a lot of tackles for the Dons.
Down for Kennett.
But it's another first down at the 29-yard line for Kennett.
Brought down by number 2, Cliff Hodo.
I just now noticed number 52, their center. He got some long hair. Austin Gaddis. We've seen a lot of that coming back. A lot of baseball players and football players with long hair. Man in motion. They're going to hand it. And a nice hit in the backfield, but he breaks the tackle. But he's still going to be brought down maybe for a loss or right back at the line of scrimmage. About the 29. And now we got another Don hurt, and I think that is number 88, Zach Cook. He hit him in the backfield, but couldn't get him down. Hopefully he's just cramping up. I was watching the Dons game last week, and I was also watching the Poplar Bluff game. Both games, man, they had that was that real hot night still yet. They had a lot of guys cramping up. You're going to have to drink a lot of water. He kind of goes off under his own power. And I guess we had I don't know if that was an injury timeout or they called a timeout, but they stopped him for no gain at the 29. And they got the clock going, so they wasn't any timeout on the play. Well, they signaled for the clock to start, but it didn't start. We don't have the timeouts on the scoreboard, so somebody must have called timeout, or at least they called an injury timeout. That might have been what it was. So Kennett comes back to the field. 2nd down and 10. They're at the Dons' 29-yard line. We still have no score with 8:40 left in the first half. I think the wide receiver took off. They didn't complete the pass, but they're going to call that back. Number 18 took off before the snap there. They're going to call illegal procedure or illegal motion on Kennett. He definitely took off before the snap. He was 5 yards down the field by the time the quarterback got the ball.
Number 23, Kayla Duncan, able to gain some yardage, brought down though by number 21, Jaden Billings, and there was a flag on the play. Officials talking to Doniphan.
If it's what we think it is, it'll push them back 5 yards to the 34, and it'll be second down and 15. Yep, illegal motion. And I know it was on number 18 because he was down to the 25-yard line before the quarterback got the ball. That was Jack Morrison. I was going to check and see. He's a senior also. So most of their playmakers are seniors, so. But their younger guys are getting some valuable playing time, though. So that push them back, 2nd down and 15. Ball at the 34-yard line of the Dons. Jones out in the flat. And a few yards picked up there by, that was number 23, I believe, Caleb Duncan. They're going to mark him at the 27. They got to get down to the 20, so it will be 3rd down and 7.
Caleb Duncan forced out of bounds by number 2.
I'm not too sure they couldn't have called a hold on that wide receiver that was blocking for him right there, but they didn't. I guess they didn't see it. Ty Jones will line up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Pittman behind him. Now Duncan goes in motion. Stops at the right side of the offensive line. And quarterback bobbles a snap, and he throws it too far, and it's a good thing because Pittman might have taken that all the way to the end zone. Jones bobbled that, and that threw him off balance there. And again, they'll probably go for it here. I'd run the same play again if I was them.
Yep.
The Dons did not pick him up at all. The whole Kennett team almost comes over to the sideline. I guess as long as the play clock don't run out on you, you can do that, but you hardly ever see almost the whole team come over there. 7:47 to go. The Dons again got a chance to get out of this without any points scored against them if they can stop them, if they can keep them from getting to the 20-yard line here. 4th down and 7. And they haven't even started the play clock yet. And now they do. Sometimes I wonder what they're waiting on. All the players just lined up ready to go. They're going to run a reverse. No, man, wide open in the end zone. And he is going to take it as the running back. Excuse me, that was number 18, wasn't it? The wide receiver, yep. Jack Morrison, threw to number 44, Caden Taylor. And the Dons were completely fooled on that. And Kennett finally gets on the board with 7:39 to go. And they had to run a trick play to do it. And it looks like they're going to try to kick the extra point, and it will be Caden Taylor, who just scored the touchdown, doing the kicking for Kennett. Trying to add on the extra point. Ball down, and it is partially blocked, and it's no good. And good hustle there. I think that was number 15. It looked like Madden Woolridge got a hand on that. It almost got up to the goal post, but so Kennett scores with 7:39 to go in the first half, take a 6-0 lead. So Don's defense has played pretty good. Now the offense has got to help them out here. Got to get something going. If we had the yardage totals, I'm sure the Dons are, well, they're negative yards because I don't think they've run a play that they've got positive yards so far. Caden Taylor tried to kick the extra point. Now he will kick off from the 40-yard line. We'll see who the Dons put back to receive the kick. Now look across there. Them bleachers is almost completely full. And when we first started, there wasn't too many Kennett people here, so I figured most of those people are Doniphan fans because the Kennett people probably would have been here earlier, you know, having to drive that far. Well, it is going to be Madden Woolridge and Devin Alfonso back for the Dons deep.
And number 15, Madden Woolridge.
They are standing at about the 15-yard line. The kick is going to be shorter than that. It's going to be taken at the 32 and going up the middle, and the ball may be loose. At number 22 for the Dons, Jalen Young. And they're going to say it's Don's ball. I don't know if it came out or not, but the way they piled on there, it looked like it might have come loose. But they say Don's ball. But they'll start with pretty good field position at the 37-yard line. 36-yard line. That was about a 10-yard return. Jalen Young, the up man, took that. And a lot of times they let that go and it bounces and it takes a bad hop. They're better off if they go ahead and catch that ball, in my opinion, and go ahead and get what they can. Well, the Dons got 7.5 minutes, 7 minutes, 34 seconds here to try to get something going on offense. They trail 6-0. And now Logan Price is in at quarterback. Oh, and Kennett jumped offside, I believe. He gave the hard count there. About 3 of the Kennett players jumped offside. I believe I'd try that again. That's the first positive yardage play they've got. That'll move it up to the 41-yard line and make it 1st and 5.
That's going to bring up 1st and 5 for Doniphan.
Price going to hand it to Hodo. He's got a hole up the middle, and it closes pretty quickly, but he gets up to about the 44-yard line.
Brody Wellington carrying forward Doniphan.
And that will be a 3-yard gain. And it will bring up 2nd down and 2 probably. Maybe a long 2 or a short 3.
And 2.
So the Dons have used 3 different quarterbacks so far. Hodo backs up by Price. Takes a snap, and he bobbled it, and it's loose. Kennett's going to pick it up, and boy, that was a good play there by Brody Wellington there to save a touchdown, but Don just keeps shooting themselves in the foot.
D'Amico Tolliver able to come up to the ball.
A 2nd down and 2, and they lose the ball. Kennett will have it at the Don's 29-yard line. That was not a bad snap. He just didn't look that one into his hands. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think he was thinking where it was going before he caught it.
They've been worried about them defensive linemen coming after him, but you can't do that. I mean, it's easy for me to say setting up here, but you can't do that. And we're going to have a timeout called by Kennett with 6:44 to go in the first half. They lead 6-0 over the Dons. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
We see the potential of her and him and you, of where you're from and what you can accomplish. Because when you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. But reaching your potential isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about helping others, supporting your neighbors, building your community, and investing in people that make a difference. Like her, and him, and you. Because when you're from here, that's just what you do. And from here, we can do anything.
We're back at Doniphan High School where the Dons trail the Kennett Indians 6-0 with 6:44 left in the first half. And the Dons just turned it over. They had a golden opportunity there. They had, after the kickoff, they had a 1st and 10. They got a 5-yard offside penalty and got it up, and then had a running play, had 2nd and 2. And then Logan Price mishandled the snap from center, and Kennett fell on it to get a fumble recovery. Now they have it at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Jones rolls out to the left side. Now he throws it down the field, and it's going to be caught down there by Pittman, and he's going to take it down the sideline, and he scores. Well, I tell you what, that looked like he was going to run out of bounds over there, but once he caught the ball, he just run right by the Don. So Kennett has scored 12 points here just in a matter of about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Actually, about a minute. It was 7:39, I think, when they scored. We're down to 6:35, so They're probably going to go for 2 this time, try to get that up to 14. And Jones does come back out there. The defense played really well, but seems like once they start scoring on the Dons defense, they just and they're not getting any help in the offense right now. Jones will take it at about the 8-yard line. Coming back to set up beside him is Duncan. They hand it off to Duncan, and he is going to be tackled on a good defensive play there by that Caden Buffington again with the tackle. So Kennett doesn't get the 2-point conversion, and we'll have another kickoff to the Dons here with 6:35 to go in the half, down 12-0. Well, I think their defense has played pretty good. I just, you can't keep handing the ball to them, turning it over like that. The offense has put the defense in a bad situation. That was what happened there. Now, granted, that was a pretty good play they ran there, but it seemed like somebody should have been able to make a tackle after he caught the ball before he got into the end zone. But I don't think you can fault their defense here so far in the first half. The Dons still with only 1 play of positive yardage, and that was that run of about 3 yards.
Yep.
They're probably lucky they're only down 12-0. So Taylor will tee it up to kick it off to the Dons again. And back deep again will be Woolridge and Alfonso. And Jalen Young standing on the 30. He took the last kick. And I think he's going to take it again. Oh, it goes right through his hands. It's going to be picked up. And that's going to be Alfonso. And he is gang tackled at about the 29. And Young tried to run with that one before he caught it.
Alfonso was able to bring the ball down the field for Doniphan. Initially,
well, the Dons go back on offense at their own 29-yard line. If nothing else, they need to get a few first downs to keep the ball away from Kennett and let their defensive players who are not playing offense rest a little bit.
First and 10 for Doniphan.
Which is low in numbers as the Dons got there. Almost all of them are playing offense and defense, and that really hurts. And I did not see anybody call timeout again, but both teams are huddling around their coaches. Next home game 2 weeks from tonight, right? And that's against New Madrid. Dexter, okay.
Dexter.
2 weeks from tonight, next home game. That'll be the next game here on Current River Broadcasting. And they go to Crothersville next week. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I have it on my phone, but you got it there?
Yeah, I got it here.
Okay. So they go to Crothersville next week, and then in 2 weeks, they'll have Dexter here. Already? When you only have 4 games, you have senior night, second home game. Price in at quarterback. He's going to hand off and going to be hitting the backfield and losing a couple more yards. The Dons' offensive line is not blocking at all. That was Brody Wellington who got tackled for about probably a 2-yard loss. And Kennett's defensive line is in there almost before he handed him the football. And they're setting up in a shotgun, and that should not happen. Don sure missed Luke Emmons, that's for sure. Second down and 12. Pass, and it's going to be at the feet. As again, Kennett all over him back in the backfield. That pass was intended for Jake Wellington. And Logan Price didn't have time for anything there. So that'll bring up a third down and 12. And The Dons haven't even run a minute off of the clock here.
Called on the field by Doniphan.
Another timeout. 5:43 to go. Kennett on top of the Dons, 12-0. We will take another break as well, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
The housing market is hot and interest rates are still low, making it a great time to sell your house or look for your new home. Either way, Taylor Schleif with United Country American Realty in Doniphan is there for you. Check out her listings online and be assured that Taylor will be with you every step of the way, making the process easier and more enjoyable for you. Come see her at their office in Oak Tree Village or schedule an appointment by calling 996-6786. Taylor Schleif and United Country American Realty, coming soon to a closing near you.
We're back here at Doniphan High School with 5:43 to go in the first half. Kennett leads the Dons 12-0. Going to be Dons ball, 3rd down and 12 from their own 27-yard line. If they don't get a first down here, Kennett's going to have plenty of time. If they can keep it at 12-0, nothing worse than that till halftime, and get in there at halftime, try to figure out some things they can do on offense. But they're going to have to give the quarterback some time to do something with the ball. And the Dons moved there. That's going to be number 51.
On the play.
That is
Joel
Anders.
Rhines.
51, is that Anders? Where I lost it.
Joel Rhines.
Joel Ryan. All he did was raise his arm up. I didn't think they would call him on that, but they did. I mean, if you flinched and they see it, they're going to call it, but that'll back them up another 5 yards. It's going to make it 3rd down and 17 now. Just making it tougher and tougher on themselves. You know Kennett's going to be coming after him now. He's trying to get him to jump offside. Drops back to pass. Hits a little screen pass. And finally get a couple of yards, but it's nothing, nowhere near the first down. It gets up to the 31, the 26, excuse me. I thought that would look like it was going to be a pretty good play, but Kennett reacted pretty well and got there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 16? Surely not.
It's going to bring up 4th down.
Caden Bovington is limping back there to punt. I mean, he acts like he is hurting.
Caden Bovington doing the punting honors for Doniphan. Number 24 back for.
Clock down to 5 minutes to go in the first half. Pittman is back at his own 45-yard line. A left-handed punt, that's a good one there. Pittman's going to let it bounce. That one bounces back the other way. Down it. Don't let it bounce back any farther. Logan Price stood there and looked at it. I mean, it didn't get about a yard, but if that ball's bouncing back that way, you got to get on it. At least he kept it away from Pittman where he couldn't get a run back on it. Well, Kennett will have it, and they will have it on their 45-yard line with 4:42 to go.
4 minutes and 42 seconds left.
Don's defense can stiffen up here and keep that at 12-0. You gotta tip your hat to them and give them kudos for that, because the offense has done absolutely nothing. Jones in the shotgun this time. He's gonna hand it off. Pittman's got a hole, and he's gonna get down to Joel Rhines grabs him around the head and tackles him to the ground, but he got pretty close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be just short, about a half a yard.
For Kennett, number 24, Marquise Pittman, brought down by number 51, Joel Rhines.
I don't know how much substitution Coach Allen's done for the Dons on defense, but they run that ball at you like that. The longer the game goes on, the tighter you're going to get, having to play the same kids over and over. And it's just a tough spot to be in. He's going to throw it this time. He throws in a nice play there by number 15, Madden Wooldridge, as he knocks that one away.
Pass incomplete.
And
Good defensive play by Doniphan.
I don't know what the referee's doing there. I don't know what that means. Woo, woo.
Yeah, I couldn't tell there.
Well, that was kind of a smart play for Kennett there. They only have a half a yard to go for first down. He can throw it and try to get a big play there, which I would have thrown it farther down the field. It was 3rd and a half a yard for first down. I figure Pittman's going to get this one. Either that or the quarterback's going to keep it, one or the other. And the quarterback does keep it, gets the first down. He's down to the 35-yard line, down to the 30, gets around the edge and gets pushed out of bounds. He's pretty quick.
Number 15, quarterback, Ty Jones.
And they're going to
able to gain
mark him out of bounds.
First down, forced out of bounds by number 15
at the
for Doniphan.
17-yard line,
Wooldridge.
18-yard line. A big gain there on 3rd down. And Kennett's knocking on the door again inside the red zone. He was pushed out of bounds, so the clock stopped with 3:47 to go. And a handoff and down to about the 10-yard line.
Doing the heavy lifting for
Is Pittman again.
Kennett Indians, number 24, Marquise Pittman.
Well, that was a pickup of about 8 yards.
Brought down.
They may mark him at the 11.
Number 2,
Looks like he's outside the 10.
Yep.
We'll pick up a 7.
Timeout.
And another timeout by Kennett with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. And they are knocking on the door again, Bo, of trying to run that score up there. And even as well as the Dons have played defense here in the first half, they score another one, they're going to be down 3 scores. And that's going to be a big hole to climb out of, especially when you have done absolutely nothing on offense.
Yeah,
They need to get something going just to wake up the fans over there, get them excited a little bit. A turnover right here would be fantastic. Fumble recovery or an interception. But it'll be 2nd down and 3 at the Dons' 11-yard line. I think those timeouts are just for a water break. I don't think either team's charged with timeout, because when it's hot like this, they usually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really hot tonight, but they still need to keep hydrated. Jones will get under center. High backfield, man in motion. Hands it to Pittman. Pittman's going to get down to the 5, and he's going to work his way all the way down to the end zone. And I can already tell the Dons are getting tired on defense.
Yeah.
They've been on the field most of this first half, and it's just understandable they're going to get tired when you can't bring any substitutions in to give them a break. They'll get a break at halftime, but, you know, if the offense doesn't do something in the second half to help out a little bit, they'll be right back out here again in the second half. That makes it 18-0. And looks like they are going to go for 2 again as they keep the offense on the field. Don stopped them the last time on the 2-point conversion. Ball will be placed at the 3-yard line on the 2-point conversion. Jones takes a snap, pitches back behind the line, and hit a missed tackle there as number 18. That is Jack Morrison, spins away from the tackler, gets into the end zone to make it 20-0. And that right there, that shows you to me that they're tired there, because they had him tackled before he got there, but he just spun right out of it.
20, Doniphan 0.
Still got 3:22 to go. They got to get a couple of first downs and keep them from getting the ball back, because if they let them get the ball back score again. All that good defense they played here in the first half kind of got wasted, you know.
Yeah, they need to come out next 3:22 and get some good things going, positive for them, and take something good to the
even if they don't score, just don't let them get the ball back. And the Dons will get the ball to start the second half as well.
Well, it's 20-0, but let's take something positive to the
locker room. Yeah.
We can work on and get brought back for the second half.
I noticed Madden Woolder just moved up just a little bit trying to get that kick. And that's going to be in the same spot again, and it's going to be fumbled, picked back up, and out to the 37-yard line. Good tackle there for Kennett, and that is number 33. And that is Antonio Flakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The ball back for Doniphan, number 22, Jalen Young.
That was Jalen Young, and he got clotheslined there by
up to the 37-yard line.
And again, that's not bad field position, 37-yard line. Let's see who the Dons send out quarterback this time. They had Wellington in there the first time they had the ball, and then it was Hodo for a few times, and it's been Logan Price the last 2 or 3 times. And it looks like Price is going to be back out there again, number 12. Offensive line's got to step up and give him just a little bit of time to throw the ball. And nice catch there by Wellington. And all he's going to do is get back to the line of scrimmage. If he'd have passed that where he could have caught it on the run instead of having to, he had to reach way down and look like he bobbled it and then brought it back in. But all he's going to do is get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, no gain, 2nd and 10. Ball way over on the right hash mark this time for this snap.
Ball places the original line of scrimmage going to be 2nd and 10 for Doniphan.
Pass out in the flat again, and the ball is fumbled, and Kennett's going to be on top of it again. I think that was Jaden Billings. They could have almost called that an incomplete pass, but I guess he took a step with it when he caught it and then lost it. And Kennett right there on the doorstep again.
Ball's going to get turned over. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left before halftime.
Well, the offense is putting the defense in some really bad spots and put bad situations. The defense has played pretty good here in the first half. Regardless of what the score ends up being, they've played pretty good. But you can't keep giving them the ball right down there in the red zone or close to the red zone. And that's the 3rd time they've done it now. And they've scored on the first 2 times. Kennett's got 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Jones rolls out, got a man wide open. He's going to cut back into the center of the field, and he's going to get inside the 10-yard line. And that was Caleb Duncan again. They've only got about 3 guys that has actually handled the ball. Been Duncan and Pittman and Henson a couple of times, but that's about it. Now Kennett has a player that's down. And they're going to measure for a first down here. I thought he had it easy, but must be pretty close for measuring. And they're going to have it. So they'll have 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line when we come back to play after the injury timeout. And that was number 23, Caleb Duncan, who caught the pass. And he's walking off under his own power. First and goal at about the 8-yard line. Jones passes out in the flat. Ball's caught. He might have been down. He did. His knee touched when he caught it, so he was going to lose a yard or two on that. The pass was low, and he had to go down and catch it.
Number 18, Jack Morrison.
I thought I caught that one before the official did. But he was right on top of it, and they do move it back to the 10-yard line, so he lost a couple of yards, but it's still a goal to goal. Minute and 40 seconds left in the first half. Jones standing on the 15-yard line. Passes out to, and that is number 23, Duncan again, and he's going to be hit just inside the 10-yard line. So he only gained about a yard, so Kennett has got 2 more plays here to try to get it in. Clock running with 1:15 to go in the first half. It's going to be 3rd down.
That's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
We're under a minute to go. Kennett not in any hurry here because they've got 2 plays left to try to get this in the end zone before halftime. Ball at the 10-yard line. Jones going to take it himself, and he's going to get down to about the 5 with the quarterback draw. And he was almost tackled back at the 15-yard line by the Dons, but they couldn't get him down. Jones gets up a little slowly. And Kennett's going to call a timeout. We'll keep it here. There's only 25 seconds left in the half. We'll see if the Dons can keep them out of the end zone. Ball's going to be at the 5, just outside the 5-yard line, 4th and goal. Dons will receive the second half kickoff. I would really like to see the Dons' total yards for this first half on offense. I mean, it's negative. There's no doubt it's negative yardage. At least they scored a touchdown last week. You know what?
Yeah, second half, they need to get their composure a little more on the offensive side and try to settle down and get things rolling.
Well, hopefully they'll get their second win at halftime. But right here, this is a big play right here. If they can keep it at 20, you don't want it 26 or 28 to nothing.
Yeah, big stop coming here.
Jones standing on the 10-yard line. They got to make sure they keep an eye on him because he may run that quarterback draw again. Here comes Duncan. They pitch it to him. He breaks a tackle. He's going to get to the other side. Don's stringing it out, but he ain't not going to get him. He's going to score. Gets it across the end zone. They had him tied up and made him go all the way back to the other side of the field, but there was no Dons on that side of the field that could get him down before he got into the end zone. That makes it 26 to nothing. He run about 40 yards on that play because he come from the left side in motion, caught it, went to the right side almost to the sideline, and then went back to the other side and scored just across the pylon all the way over on the left side. And they're going to go for 2 again. Try to get it up to a 28-0 lead. They hand it off, and they get it. Number 10 is going to get it this time, and that's Kylan Henson. And he scored that one without much resistance there.
With 14 seconds left before half.
Yeah, you can tell the Dons are a little fatigued this half. They need to get something positive right here these last 14 seconds and take in the locker room and get a good little breather.
It's hard to keep from getting your dauber down, you know, because it was 6-0 for a long time. And then the turnovers back in their own end And they've scored 3 times on those 3 turnovers. And I think the longest one they had to go was 31 yards, 29 or 31. And that short field, it's hard to do. Huh? Well, the Dons will have time to catch the kickoff. I want to make sure you don't fumble it here. You don't want them to touch the ball again. And they've been having a little bit of trouble. Jalen Young has botched a couple of them. He's hadn't lost the ball, but Caden Taylor tees it up. This happens all too often in the last 5 years as well, when the other team's kicking off so many times. That's not good news. He kicks it almost the same place every time. That one bounces, picked up, and out to the 35, and they're going to start about the 37-yard line again, and that was Madden Wooldridge. So we'll see what the Dons do here, if they'll just take a knee and take it into the halftime, or got 9 seconds.
Madden Wooldridge running the ball back.
If you could give the quarterback time, I think I would just throw it deep and see if you couldn't
just give it one.
Connect one, or if you get a penalty, and get another play. But some coaches decide to just take a knee and go into the locker room and see if you can regroup. But they haven't been given the quarterback time enough to throw a short pass, much less a long one. And it looks like they're just going to hike it and take a knee here, as Brody Wellington lines up under center. He's probably just going to take the snap, take a knee, and that'll take us to halftime. And the official stopped the clock. Why? Delay a game again? You got to be kidding. Now they're going to have to do it again. That's the second or third time they've had to delay a game penalty coming out of the huddle, or coming out of the sideline. You cannot do that. Here's not going to make any difference because they're going to take a knee anyway, but goodness gracious. And Wellington does take a knee, and the clock will run down here in the first half. And we'll have reached halftime, and the score, Kennett 28-0. It was 6-0 till part of the way through the fourth quarter. The Dons turned it over 3 consecutive times in their own territory. Kennett was able to take advantage of it and scored 3 touchdowns and got a couple of 2-point conversions to make it 28-0 here at halftime on the home opener for the Dons. So not much to talk about, except for the fact the defense, in my opinion, still played pretty good, even though they give up 28 points. But most of that is on the offense.
Yeah. I can't say I'm real upset with how the defense has done. I think they've done a great job. I think they need to settle down a little bit and close protect your quarterback a little bit more and let him be able to make some,
they got to get better and
make some decisions.
They got to. Well, anyway, it's 28-0 Kennett at halftime, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be back shortly before the second half starts. So keep that YouTube channel right there on Kern River Broadcasting. We'll be back in a little bit.
Mr. Doniphan.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Keith Bowman back at the Doniphan High School football field, along with Bo Blackwell. We're getting set for second half action here as the Dons trail Kennett 28-0. And if you're just tuning in, folks, this was a 0-0 game at the end of the first quarter, and 6-0 about halfway through the second quarter. The Dons defense just played great, but the Dons offense turned the ball over 3 times in their own territory, and Kennett was able to take advantage of all 3 of those, scoring touchdowns, and they lead at 28-0 as we get ready to start the second half. It'll be Dons receiving here in the second half, and Bo, I don't know. They just got to figure out some way to move the ball a little bit and get off the defensive side for just a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, they need to keep the defensive side going how it is and try to add on the offense for sure.
Well, we'll see if Coach Jamison Allen was able to figure out anything. The main thing is giving the quarterback some time to throw the ball or get somebody who can run the ball. And we mentioned earlier in the game that Luke Emmons is out tonight with an injury, and he is their main running back, and he's a good one. And they really miss him. But they have almost tried to throw the ball exclusively here. They tried to run it the first series. They had the ball a couple times, and they've just abandoned it, which, I mean, I know when you're down 28-0 now, it seems like you got to throw the ball every time, but if they know you're going to throw it every time, they're going to be getting after you, and they've already been getting after you when it was 6-0. So the offensive line has got to step up, toughen up, and they got to be able to keep them off the quarterback. Caden Taylor will kick it off. Don's going right to left here in the third quarter. Kennett left to right.
Back to receive for Doniphan.
And the ball is kicked short, and it is picked up over there and picked up at the 25, out to the 30. Nice return out to the 40 and out to the 41. And they're still going, and they never called him down. Holy smokes. That was number 15, Madden Woolridge. I thought they had him down, but evidently no need to ever touch the ground there. And that's a good way to start the second half.
That's a good start.
And get the crowd back in it a little bit there. You got to like that determination there, that's for sure. He picked that ball, or caught that ball at the 25, so that's a 31-yard return. The Dons are going to start in Kennett territory. And we're going to start off with Brody Wellington at quarterback. And who's number? John Joyner in the backfield. I'm not sure he's even been in there. I don't remember seeing number 16 out there. They fake the handoff and going to run it himself. Brody Wellington with a nice run. He's going to get down inside the 35. And that is the first down of the game for the Dons. A pickup of about 12 yards, 11 or 12. And they got to ring the bell. I'll just keep it going. That was a really nice run there by Wellington. And it is John Joyner in the backfield. Jake Wellington spread out left. Dons have 2 wide receivers to the right. And Kennett almost jumped offside, and I believe they did. Yep, they had offside over on the left side of the line. And I think that's going to be on Caden Taylor, who also is their kicker. And tight end on offense and defensive end on defense. He's doing triple duty. We had one other time early in the game that they jumped offside and had a 1st and 5, and it went backwards from that. Well, I think they had like a 3-yard gain, and then it went backwards, and the Dons fumbled. This time they fake it out again, and Wellington with another run down to the 20-yard line, and that'll be another first down. And that's one way to slow that rush down, and Coach Allen probably figured that out. Those guys are running right by him, and he's taking off with the ball. He's faking the handoff, and some of the defense is going with the fake. Of course, they'll probably have to do something else here pretty soon because Kennett will catch on to that, and they'll start laying back a little bit, but that might give him time to throw the ball then. 2 first downs in a row after a great kick return. And the Dons have it at the 20-yard line of Kennett. Oh, bad snap, but he comes down with it. Does a nice job getting away. And he's going to be run out of bounds. He's going to lose some yardage, but he did a good job of not letting that be a fumble.
Forced out of bounds.
But then again, we got another negative play. But he was able to get it back where he only lost 3 yards. And the Don centers have had trouble tonight on that snap back in the shotgun. A lot of them have been high. Some of them have been over the quarterback's head. And it's Buffington right now as the center. 9:59 to go in the third quarter. Don's trying to get on the scoreboard here. Wellington takes the snap. He's going to throw it deep. And he overthrew the receiver. He's overthrew everybody. And that was intended for Logan Price. And that pass was thrown to the outside like one going, like he was supposed to go to the corner of the end zone, and he cut to the inside. Luckily, the Kennett defender couldn't get to it either. So now it is 3rd and 13. And that bad snap kind of puts you in a bad spot because you're, 2nd and 13. Now it's 3rd and 13. And, of course, if they don't get it, they will go for it because they're deep in Kennett's territory, getting close to the red zone. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it again here. And he does take off up the middle. And he's going to get down to about the 21, 22-yard line. The ball come loose, but I think he was down. And he got a couple.
Able to gain some yardage, but
now they're going to mark it at the 22, so he only got 1. So it's going to be 4th down and 12. He's got to get to the 10-yard line for first down. So this drive had started off so promising. Now they have to make a play right here, or they'll have to turn the ball over back to Kennett. He dropped back to pass, fakes to the left. Now he's going to take off running, and he is tackled after a 1-yard gain. Nowhere to go with it, as all his receivers was covered. Even though it looks like to me, got a man coming up from back there by the goalpost that there was no defensive men around him, but he probably couldn't. When he took off running, he probably didn't see him.
Yep.
That was Devin Alfonso. It looked like he was wide open. That would have been an easy throw and touchdown. So Kennett will take over on offense after the Dons couldn't convert on 4th down. They did keep the defense off the field for about 3 minutes here to start the third quarter, and that's actually that's their best drive of the game. They was able to pick up a couple of first downs. Now we'll see what Kennett does. They've got 3 wide receivers out here, and there's nobody guarding 2 of them. Ty Jones, the quarterback. Pittman, the running back. Morrison goes in motion. Jones, and he is flushed out of the pocket there by number 60.
Receivers number 23, Caleb Duncan.
We got a number 60, Bo?
Number 60?
This is a 66. I don't see a 68. 68. That
Trent Anders.
Trent. Yeah. Flushed him out of the pocket, and the throw was short. The incomplete, 2nd down and 10. And the ball is on the 20-yard line of the Indians. .9:07 to go, third quarter. 28-0 in favor of Kennett. Caleb Duncan moves to the end of the line of scrimmage. And they're going to throw it long. And he got a man open, and it's caught. As number 7, Jake Wellington, got beat deep for the Dons. And the pass was complete to Jake Morrison. Jack Morrison, excuse me. Down to the Dons 45, so that was a 35-yard pass. And it looked like to me if he would have just turned around and looked up, he had a chance to get up there and knock it down. I don't know if he could have intercepted it, but he turned around and looked at the receiver again. Oh, Kennett on the move again. Clock stopped as Morrison went out of bounds. Seemed like the Kennett has been in Don's territory about all night long. Hand off to Pittman. He's got a hole, breaks it to the outside, breaks a tackle. He's down to the 30, trying to head for the end zone, and he's going to make it as he takes it all the way. As he was just too fast for the Don's defense, and he just outrun him.
Marquise Pittman.
That was a 45-yard touchdown run for Marquise Pittman. Makes it 34-0. It's hard to believe the score was 6-0 with about 7 minutes to go in the first half. That's four touchdown drives in a row. But they did have to go, at least had to go 80 yards on that one, but they did it in 3 plays. Another reason I think the Don defense is getting tired. They're going for 2 again. They hand it off up the middle, and no sign yet.
Extra point,
No good. Didn't make it in there. As they stopped, the Don stopped the 2-point conversion, so the score stays 34-0. With 8:49 to go, they went 3 plays, 80 yards, in a little less than a minute. Actually, they had an incomplete pass and then the long 35-yard pass and then a 45-yard touchdown run. I said this a lot last year. Well, actually, the kickers on the other teams have scored so many points, I'm surprised their leg don't get tired of kicking them off. Dons go to Crothersville next week, a road game, and then 2 weeks from tonight they'll be back home against the Dexter Bearcats. And you can see that game right here on Current River Broadcasting. Hard to believe today's September 1st already. Bo and I were talking between games. It won't be that long until basketball season starts. Kick deep, bounces. And bobbled, now picked up out to the 30-yard line, out to the 40, and just short of the 40-yard line. We got a flag come in from way downfield, and usually that's a block in the back on a kickoff return or a punt return. That was Devin Alfonso that ran that back, and he ran it back about 15 yards, but I have a hard time believing it'd be anything else besides unless, yeah, it's a holding penalty. Either holding or blocking the back, so that'll move the Dons back. And they will start at the 29 instead of the 39. It'll be 1st and 10.
Penalty's going to be against Doniphan. Indication is personal foul.
Don's got a couple of first downs on their last drive, and I know that don't sound like much, but that was their first 2 first downs of the game. And they were able to keep the ball away from Kennett for 3 minutes, but then they scored from 80 yards out in less than a minute. First and 10 for the Dons. Wellington back in at quarterback. Drops straight back to pass. He's going to throw a deep ball. And, almost caught by Devin Alfonso. That was a really good throw. He couldn't have thrown it much better. It's just off the fingertips of Alfonso. He could have caught it, but it would have been a great catch. Now, he threw that ball, 30,
that's a good throw.
20, 30, over 30 yards in the air. That was and it was pretty much right on the money. And he had a little bit of time to throw that time. And I think those couple of runs he had last time they had the ball probably slowed that defensive line up, thinking that he might run. That's a shame they couldn't come down with that one. That would have been a nice play. The Dons are having nobody in the backfield. If anybody runs the ball, it's Wellington. He's going to run again on a quarterback draw. Gets a little bit of a hole. That should be a horse collar.
Yep.
And the flags come in. A horse collar in football is when they grab them by the back of the jersey up behind their neck. And that's how he come down. That's actually pretty.
And it's going to be a horse collar tackle.
New Madrid? It's New Madrid's the next home game. Okay. The Dexter a home game too?
Penalty's going to be assessed against
Okay.
Kennett,
the 22nd is the one that I'll be gone. The 15th I'll be here. Okay. So the next home game is the 15th, and the 22nd is home. They play New Madrid the 15th and Dexter the 22nd. They're going to throw it deep again. Don't slow down. Keep going. And that one was for Logan Price, and he kind of slowed down a little bit. Of course, I don't think he probably would have been able to catch it, but that was a first down play after the horse collar penalty. That moved the ball out to the 47-yard line of the Dons. And they tried to go deep again. This time it was Price. The last time it was Alfonso.
Ball back on the 47-yard line.
And Wellington throwing the ball pretty accurately. They can just get some guys open. Second down and 10. Drops back again. Throws it out in the flat. And he's trying to hit Alfonso, and the ball's over his head. That time he was under a little bit of pressure.
Intended receiver number 12.
So again, after the penalty, we have a 1st and 10 and 2 plays, and it's 3rd and 10. And the Dons don't even have a quarterback out there right now. So we have to have a timeout called by the Dons. I don't know what was going on there. They didn't even have a quarterback out there. So they have to burn a timeout. Well, we'll take a timeout here for 30 seconds, and we'll be back after this message.
We're for worrying less about the what-ifs and more about the why-nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. We're for starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for doing as much as you possibly can on a Saturday and absolutely nothing on a Sunday. We're for building a life in Missouri and going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you build is protected, we're here for you. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we are Missouri for life.
I'm Lindsay Turner, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
We are back. The Dons trailing 34-0 to the Kennett Indians with 8:14 to go third quarter. And there was a mix-up there on that play because the Dons did not have a quarterback on the field. And they had to use a timeout to keep from getting a 5-yard penalty for delay of game. So they've got it at their own 47-yard line, 3rd down and 10. They have to get to just inside the 44-yard line of Kennett to get a first down. Oh, another penalty on the Dons. Logan Price takes off way before the ball snapped.
Illegal procedure called against.
You know, when you're watching an NFL or college game, you know what they say right there? There's no excuse for that because he should be watching when the ball snapped before he takes off. I mean, all he's got to do is look down the line and see it. I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying that a wide receiver should never get a penalty like that. Now it's 3rd and 15. That makes it that much harder. They're coming after him. Wellington's going to throw it. Nope, he doesn't get it off. And the ball comes loose as he's hit. And I guess Kennett comes away with it the way there's, looks like number 56. And Wellington got flattened. He was just getting ready to throw the ball. I was getting ready to say, I don't know how he held on to that anyway, the way he got hit. So Kennett gets it on another turnover by the Dons again in Dons territory. The thing of it was, I watched the first half of the game last week, and the Dons moved the ball on offense a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this Kennett defense is that much better than Kelly's was or what, but they've just not done anything at all. And now the Dons are going to get a penalty. Too many men on the field. They're going to throw it deep. They got a man wide open and overshoots him just a little bit. And Ty Jones let that one fly for about 45 yards in the air. Dons had too many men on the field. Brody Wellington was trying to get off the field, but he didn't get off before they snapped it. So it'll be 5-yard penalty on the Dons. And it'll make it 1st down and 5. They call that an illegal substitution, but when you're trying to get off the field, you're not illegally substituting. You're trying to get off the field, but well, that clock sure not running very fast here in third quarter. All these passes, incomplete passes, the clock stops. But if the score doesn't change, it'll run fast in the fourth quarter. Pass out in the flat. Man's wide open. He's going to get down to about the 25-yard line or so. And that will be a 1st down.
Forced out of bounds with a short gain.
And they're going to mark him at the 25-yard line. That will be a pickup of about 8 yards.
Enough to get the 1st down.
They could complete that pass every time because the Dons defensive backs are playing way off of them. They can throw that little short pass and pick up at least 5 yards every time. You see, they got the ball at the 25-yard line. Look, number 7 for the Dons is at the 20. So he's 5 yards off that receiver. They fake it, and they're going to try to go deep, but they're going to get a sack. The Dons there, good job.
Got a flag on the play.
Able to make the sack in the backfield.
That was Anders and Zach Cook, along with a couple other guys. Did we have a flag?
Yeah.
I believe I would decline that. Oh, it must have been before the snap, because I believe I wouldn't have took the penalty. As they sacked him, it would have been for a loss. But Kennett's going to call another timeout. That time they did call it because he pointed towards him. The water breaks, they don't do that, I don't think. Well, that must have been before the snap, because
must have been, yeah.
If they, because he lost at least 5 yards.
Yeah.
It would have been 2nd and 15. So.
Called by Kennett.
And you have no choice if it's before the snap. You got to take the penalty.
The Ripley County Chamber of Commerce will be holding their Labor Day parade tomorrow. It'll be starting at 10 a.m. All entries need to be in the lineup by 8:30 a.m. tomorrow if you want to be judged.
I went up last Saturday and watched the girls softball team play East Carter, and they had a good game. East Carter won, but East Carter been beating everybody. It was kind of a shock. I mean, that's my alma mater, but
yeah,
they weren't supposed to be as good this year. But I seen where they beat Notre Dame and they beat Cape 20-0. Cape Central, and they haven't lost a game yet unless they've lost in the last couple of days. That Donetsk lost, I think it was 5-3, maybe. It's a good ball game, but I think the Donetsk softball team is struggling a little bit. I've seen where they lost a couple other games too.
Yeah.
The volleyball team, I think, is off to a pretty good start. They're 2-0. All right, 1st and 15 from the 30-yard line. Jones drops back, flips it out. Man wide open with nobody in sight. And there goes Pittman again, and he's going to take it all the way. How can you be that open? I mean, the Dons all run away from him. Somebody has got the spy on the running back. He come out of the backfield. He caught that ball probably behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He's fast, though. I will put it that way.
Yeah. Even covered, he's pretty fast.
That makes it 40-0. And still, folks, if you're just tuning in, this was a 6-0 game halfway through the second quarter. Between the Dons being tired because they're having to play so many guys on both sides of the ball, and I'm not making excuses, it's just a fact. They don't have numbers. Kennett, they've got 3 more teams over here on the sideline, you know. The Dons just barely have enough for one team over there on the sideline.
Numbers help.
They're going for 2 again. They got the jumbo package in the backfield, 75 and 78. They're big old boys. Fake the handoff. They're going to throw it this time. And he does make the catch down there, sliding to the ground. And that's the tight end. Also the kicker, Caden Taylor.
Complete.
And it will be 42-0. And we've only played less than 5 minutes here in the third quarter. And I assume they still have the rule in the fourth quarter of the clock running like the mercy rule like they do in basketball. I think, is it 30 points, Matt? 35? If the team's up 35, the clock will run in the fourth quarter. And right now they're up 42, so even if the Dons score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion, they'd only be 1 point under that right now. They need to get it down the field and get some kind of score on the board, just for a little moral victory.
Play will begin at 5 p.m. at the Bill L. Wright Senior High Gym.
Yeah, need to get some offense going here, get the crowd back into it. And first home game of the year, everybody's excited.
Yeah, they had a really nice crowd here tonight, really nice. I was over there at halftime a while ago, and there's not that many people from Kennett here. Most of them are from Doniphan. And old weary-legged kicker Caden Taylor is going to kick off again. And the Dons keep scooting up closer because he's getting tired. Well, he kicks that in a little deeper. Alfonso fumbles it. Ball loose on the ground. And Kennett got it again, it looks like. At least their players are saying they got it.
Ball touched by Doniphan.
Oh, my goodness. That one was an easy one to catch. He just did not look that one in.
Kennett was able to come up with it.
I mean, that ball was end over end, and those are really the easiest ones to catch. Well, I guess a spiral would be easier to catch, but on a kickoff, you're not going to get a spiral punt. Sometimes you will, but another turnover on the Dons. I've lost track of how many turnovers that is now.
That's another tough break for them. They need to. Defense needs to tighten up here and try to get that ball back.
And almost every time they've been inside the 35-yard line when they've got the fumble. And they're going to start at the 32, it looks like. I'm kind of shocked Kennett hadn't brought in a backup quarterback or something here with that kind of lead. Jones is still in there. Pass out in the flat. And Hodo had him for a minute. He gets around down to the 35 and the 30, 25, still on his feet. And he is still fighting with about 6 Dons all over him. It takes to get him down. And that was, that was Caleb Duncan, and he has shown he's hard to bring down, that's for sure. Hodo had him behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to slither away from him.
Kennett was number 23, Caleb Duncan. Brought down by several Doniphan Dons.
And do we have another timeout?
24, Hunter Jones.
I didn't see it. Must be a water break.
Must be. He never signaled for it.
And it looks like we have a hydration break or water break.
Hydration break. Oh, sorry. Not water. It's hydration.
Sounds more professional there. Yeah. Bright side, it does feel nice.
Yeah.
It feels good.
I mean, that last week had to have been awful because, I mean, they moved all the games in the state back to 8 o'clock but it was still. I was watching the Poplar Bluff game. Of course, they've got an AstroTurf field, which makes it even worse.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
when the sun's shining, it's 30 degrees hotter. And I think the heat index was still 105 when their game started. It had to have been miserable to be out there. We're back to play now. And Kennett threatened to score again as they're down inside the 15-yard line at about the 13 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Snap back, Jones looking for a receiver. Now he's going to take off running, and he's going to make it down to about the 10-yard line. And I think I may have seen a flag come in down there. Maybe somebody just lost a towel.
Ty Jones forced out of bounds by number 2, Cliff Hodo.
Yeah, just a towel.
Yeah.
He got down to the 10-yard line. Well, they held him to a 2-yard gain. And it'll be second down and 8. Kennett down to 5 seconds on the play clock as they all huddled around their coach, and they're going to have to hurry to get it off. And they don't. Well, maybe they did. They just didn't. Nope, they didn't either. That's the price you pay sometimes for having the whole team come over there. They should have at least probably the offensive linemen who are probably slower stay out on the field. They called an illegal procedure, but the clock run out, I think.
Indication was an illegal procedure by Kennett.
Procedure.
I mean, I don't know why he has all of them come over there. All he really needs, I would think, is a quarterback. And let the quarterback, unless they don't know how to relay the signs to him. So they move back 5 yards. And it'll be back at the 15. And it'll be second and 11, I think. Man in motion. They hand it off to Pittman up the middle. And that is Joel Rhines with a nice tackle about the 10-yard line. So he picked up about 4 or so on that one. And it'll bring up third down and 7 for a first down.
51, Joel Rhines.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Don's trying to stop the bleeding here. Pittman and Duncan, one on each side of Ty Jones, the quarterback. He rolls out to the left side, gets around his man. He's going to have to throw it, and he just throws it up and throws it out of bounds. Smart play there as he was being chased by.
A lot of pressure put on the quarterback by number 6.
That was Trenton Anders. That I thought maybe he might hit him about the time he threw it there, but he couldn't quite get to him. Make that thing flutter up in the air. Maybe the Dons get intercepted.
Bring up
fourth down and 7. That's something I don't understand, too. Using on a incomplete pass, the clock stopped, but it's running.
I was just thinking that, too.
Yeah. Well, we've had a couple of games, maybe more than that, since they started football back here where they run the clock the whole second half. But it was out of hand at halftime. I mean, Jones hands it off and down close to the first down, and it looks like he may have it. Is Pittman again. And again, the Dons had him about the 5-yard line, but he fell forward. And if he didn't get it, it'll be Don's ball. And they're going to measure it to see here. So if he didn't get it, it'll be Don's ball. It looks like from here he may be short, but we're at an angle, so it's hard to tell.
This will time out on the field for a measurement with the chain.
Oh, They like about a foot, so that means the Dons are going to get it on the turnover on downs. Well, they kept them out of the end zone. Just barely, but they did. Now they got to take care of the ball because they're backed up inside the 5-yard line. Well, that's the first stop they've had in like the last 5 drives. Out of the last 6, that's the first one that they didn't score a touchdown.
And the clock's going to run down on the third quarter. We finished the third quarter with 1 quarter left.
Yep, that'll be the end of the third quarter. It is 42-0 in favor of the Kennett Indians. Dons will have the ball when we start the fourth quarter at about their 4-yard line. And we will be back in 1 minute with that fourth quarter action. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. This is Keith Bowman along with Bo Blackwell back at the Doniphan High School football field. It's Brummett Stadium at Griffin Field. And the Dons just stopped Kennett on a 4th down to get the ball back, but they're inside their own 5-yard line. And we are starting the fourth quarter. They hiked the ball back, and are we going to have a safety? Or did he get outside the end zone? Well, he just barely got out. I think he lost a yard or two because they was on the 4-yard line. It looks like they're marking it at the 2. That was Wellington who took the ball himself. And we got another player hurt. They're calling for somebody to come out from the Dons sideline. I can't see the number, see who it is.
I can't tell who it is.
I want to remind everybody that next week, I told you earlier we had it wrong. The Dons play. Their next home game will be 2 weeks from tonight against New Madrid. The following week they will play Dexter at home. Next week they go to Caruthersville. And we can't see who it is, but I'm wondering if it wasn't Wellington. He carried the ball.
That's what I was wondering.
Well, we got a second here. I was talking to Devin Kirby up at the softball game the other day, and he told me, I looked it up, the district for softball, it's ridiculous. The closest school to Doniphan that they got to play is in their district is Rogersville.
Really?
Everybody else is like Cassville, Neosho, Seneca.
Oh, wow.
I mean, all the way over in the southwest corner of the state.
Yeah.
Rogersville is the closest one to them.
District games are going to be in Aurora.
Aurora. They decide where it was going to be? Yeah. I'll see
all the way to Aurora.
Yeah.
Like that. Wow.
Ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I might not say anything because Misha may get on to me, but I don't like the way they do things anymore. They can't do nothing to me anyway, can they? I know one thing. I don't know if anybody in the state live streamed before we did. Did they, Matt? Do you know of anybody?
Sykeston.
They were live streaming before us?
Sykeston, Joplin.
Okay, so
we'll take
Sykeston is the closest one. And we're the smallest school out of all those that started. And now, when we get to the district tournament, we can't live stream. I mean, we can, but you got to pay for it, and everybody has to pay to watch it. Every game now. When it first started, the first year, they only had to pay $10 for the whole thing, right? Now you got to pay $10 a game.
Is it?
So if you want to watch the district games and somebody makes it to the Final Four, it's going to cost you $100. I mean, It's ridiculous. All they're about anymore is making money. It's sad that it's got to that. They don't care about the kids.
Keith, you were right there. It was Brody Wellington.
Now the Dons don't have enough players on the field, and it's come running in there is the other Wellington. And he gets out there before the play clock runs down, and it looks like Hodo's quarterbacking now. He's going to throw it out, and pass is incomplete. It's out of our side here.
Pass complete to number 7.
It is.
Jack Wellington.
It's complete, but he didn't gain any yards, did he? Looks like they put it back at the 2-yard line, maybe the 3. It's 3rd down and 12. Clock running here. We do have the mercy rule in effect. The only time the clock stops is like for the injury a while ago or if somebody calls a timeout. And I think we just had another timeout called. With 8, well, the clock's still running.
Yeah, there was something going on down there. I don't know. There were some players jumping up and down. They eventually called the timeout.
Well, I guess the clock don't stop during timeouts either.
I don't guess.
Well, it's running. We're going to have a fast fourth quarter, that's for sure. But some of these other quarters were not very fast. And we're down under 8 minutes now, and the teams are huddled around their coaches during a timeout. Which right now where the Dons are, probably not that bad a thing, because if they don't they're going to have to punt, and they're not going to have very much room here. Usually the punter's like 12 to 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the ball's on the 3, so he's only got 13 yards to the back of the end zone. If he steps on an end line, it's a safety. They get it out and give themselves a little more room to punt it. And they run it over to the left side, and tackle's going to be made. And they just sling down Madden Woolridge, I believe that was. And he did get it up to looks like to the 5-yard line or so, which will give him a little bit more room to punt here.
Slight gain on the play.
And Buffington will step back to punt, and he's going to have to stay away from that end line. Kennett ought to get really good field position here. And I can't believe it. I can't believe some of these teams, they still have their starters. I mean, Pittman's still back.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get that. And they got a bunch of his starters out there that are on offense, on defense too. And he punts it, and Pittman lets it go over his head. Oh, he kicked. Didn't that hit his foot? I guess not. Well, it almost hit his foot. That was almost a fumble. And he ended up getting a really long kick again because Pittman didn't catch the ball. That was about a 45, about a 48-yard punt again. Well, Buffington's punting average is going to be up there pretty good.
2-yard line, 1st and 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have the
down to 5:50 to go in the game.
50-50 raffle. If you purchase a ticket for the 50-50
42-0.
Pull out your ticket.
And it looks like finally Kennett's going to bring in somebody else at quarterback.
3, 9, 6, 8.
It'll be number 4 or number 5. It's like number 4. Will Leaker. He's a freshman. Takes a snap, hands it off. Good play there.
Good play
by Buffington, and he just drives the running back into the ground. Caught him behind the line of scrimmage and lost about 3 yards on the play. He busted through that offensive line. Of course, Kennett probably has their second string offensive line in there, but that was still a good play no matter what. Second down, 13.
They'll bring up second 14 as Kennett comes up to the line.
Leaker pitches it. And another good play.
Good play there.
And the ball comes loose, but I think he was down. And that was Buffington again. But when he hits him hard, don't he?
Yep.
Ball loose on the field, but.
And there was actually a yard loss on that one. So that'll bring up third and 14. Clock winding down to 4:10 to go in the ball game.
Kennett still gains possession of the ball. That's going to bring up third and 14.
Doniphan's defense still showing a little resistance here.
Yep. You got to do that when the other team brings in their second string. You got it, and you still got your first stringers out there. Third and 14. Handoff. And there's a fumble, ball loose on the ground. And I believe Doniphan came up with it, I believe. And it's going to be Joel Ryans who comes out of there with the ball. And he did. The Dons force the fumble. I don't know who made the hit right there. It may have been Buffington again. He's been in the middle of all the action on defense. And the Dons will have it at the 45-yard line after the turnover. 3:15 to go in the game.
30 minutes to go here. Doniphan needs to just try to get something positive out of here and nice to get a score right here.
Yeah, it looks like they may have their second string defense in there as well. So right here they might be able to take advantage of it. But they need to get out there and get on the field. They're wasting a lot of time. And it looks like Brody Wellington back out there again. He's had a rough night. He's had a couple times they've had to come out and help him off the field. .45-yard line. Dons have it. And Wellington's going to run it himself. Cuts to the outside, and a nice tackle there by number 10. That is Kylan Henson.
Coming around the corner.
Looked like he had some room to run there, and Henson got him by the ankle and drug him down. No gain on the play. Maybe a half a yard loss.
Slight loss on the play. That's going to bring up second.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here on Current River Broadcasting. Remind you to tune in again 2 weeks from tonight. And the Dons will be playing the New Madrid County Central Eagles. Second down, 11 for the Dons. Wellington. And the ball was hit one of the Dons players in the backfield as he was going over to block, it looked like. And how was that not a penalty?
Yeah.
If he was moving that quick before the ball, either that or the snap was slow or something. It's seems like everything the Dons do on offense is just it's wrong. Something happens. And now they got a third down and a whole bunch. They got to get down to the 35, so it's about 19 yards.
Approaching the minute mark now.
Most of the crowd is stuck around here till the end. Wellington tries to run it. And Kennett's second team defense doing a pretty good job as he gets no gain on the play. Maybe a yard. And we'll see if they go ahead and run one more play here. One more play will probably do it unless it's an incomplete pass. Well, they probably leave clock running anyway. So we got time to run one more play. It's fourth down anyway. Down to 30 seconds.
One more play here, boys. Let's make it a good one.
And maybe not even going to run. I don't think they're even going to run a play. Looks like the coach is waving it off and just letting the clock run. Clock's going to run out. There's a penalty flag because the play clock run out, but the clock doesn't stop here at the end. So our final score is going to be Kennett 42 and the Dons nothing. And again, folks, I'm going to say one last time here, the defense played great, especially for a quarter and a half. And they played pretty good the whole first half. The offense just kept giving Kennett the ball close to their own end zone, and it was just too much for the Dons to handle on defenses. And they dropped this one 42-0, go to 0-2 on the season. And 2 weeks from tonight will be the next game here on Curtin River Broadcasting. New Madrid comes to town, and we appreciate everybody listening tonight. And Bo, glad to have you on board, and looking forward to the rest of the football games, which is not very many because they don't have a very long season.
Yeah.
But basketball will be on the air a lot then.
Yep, I'm excited to be a part of it and just ready for it.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. 42-0's our final. Kennett over the Dons. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.